What's going on, Blaze Nation? It is your commentator, NVBC, here, bringing you my opinion on the Bungie weekly update for October 17th, 2014. This is one of the requested videos. People wanted to know what my opinion was and what I thought about this weekly update. So let's jump into it. I'm going to address a few things that I thought that were important to me and what I think about them. So let's go. So the first thing that I want to address is the Gunsmith. Okay, everyone only uses the Gunsmith for actually buying rare fusion rifles at a certain time of the week or a certain time of the day. And I think they should start putting weapons that's worth your time. You know, maybe they cost a lot of glimmer, but it would be better if there's actually something in there worth buying once in a while. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, honestly, I have not bought nothing from this since the game has came out besides, you know, the legendary fusion rifles for the Pocket Infinity. I know a lot of you guys can agree with me on this, but one second, I gotta take a drink of water. But like I said, it's really nothing. It's a pointless part besides buying, you know, the ammo sense. And there's like talking about when you stand in front of the gunsmith, you're faced with choices. Each of the weapons on that wall is valuable in a special way. When you pull a piece of iron from that rack and commit it to your arsenal, you embrace the strengths and weaknesses that complement that way to your fight. And honestly, no one's going to use any of these weapons. You have better chances of getting a weapon from randomly killing an enemy than getting a good weapon from this. So there's the first thing I wanted to cover. That's just one thing that I thought my opinion mattered on. So Bungie should get onto that, put some better weapons, maybe put some exotics or something in there, you know, just to throw it up, change it up a little bit, but not really tell anyone. So it could be, if you check it, you get rewarded. If you never check it, then you don't. So right there's my opinion for the first thing. Okay, for the next thing, they said balance is not about everyone being equal, but rather not everybody doing the exact same thing. If everyone is doing the same exact thing, something is not balanced. Everyone is trying to pursue the same unbalanced thing. With any shooter game, like first-person shooter, anything that has to do with like something that's competitive, of course, everyone's going to find the best weapon, and that's all they're going to use. No matter how many times they go to patch a weapon or, you know, go to make this or buff this or nerf that, they're never going to find that in between where everybody's going to be using, you know, all varieties of weapons. It's either going to be the Suros, the Vex Mythic Last, the Shadow Price, the Grim Citizen 3. I mean, those weapons are notorious for being good. I mean, yes, there will be some weapons that there is a variety that people will use, but to an extent, they're never going to find that balance where, you know, this person's going to be using his scout rifle. Yes, there will be snipers. Yes, there will be people that use LMGs. But most likely, everyone's going to be using auto rifles. It's just the go-to gun. So I don't think they'll ever fix this. In my opinion, you'll never balance a game to the point where everyone wants to use like a gigantic range of weapons. If you have a competitive edge, you're going to be finding, you know, what works best, and you're going to do research, and you're going to find the best weapon. That's just how every gamer's brain works, and that's my opinion on that. So we'll jump into it. The next thing. So, this little comment, if that's the only logical choice, we better enjoy Suros while we can. That means that they're going to be nerfing the Suros and making the Vex Mythic Last just a little bit better, because the Suros shouldn't be better, in my honest opinion. But once we get to the Vex Mythic Last, I'll talk about that. So, on to the next thing. Auto rifles were definitely the strong suit when you would jump into the Crucible. And like I said earlier, they're never going to address this issue and completely fix it. It's just it's just nothing you can do about it. Every game has this. Shotguns, they should be really good close range, but some of them did have a little bit more range than they should have. And I'm glad that they, you know, nerfed the fall off range for shotguns. That was a well needed thing. And I mean, that's really the only thing that I could agree on, decreasing the maximum range. That's really a really thought out plan, because you shouldn't have a shotgun and cross mapping people. It's not even what a shotgun was intended for. Yes, in real life shotguns do have some range, but it depends what ammo you're using, and it has a lot to do with, you know, how well someone shoots a shotgun, but once you get into a video game, there is only like so much they can do with them. So they can find, the impact range and, everything for a shotgun fairly easy. But like when I said, it comes to auto rifles, they'll never find that perfect balance. And, okay, here's the main issue with the Vex Mythic Last. They originally wanted to just, nerf it for PvP, and when they nerfed it completely, it actually messed the PvE stats up as well. And now, at this point, as of when they patched it, the Vex Mythic Last is about useless. I mean, it still can be used inside of PvP. It can be used outside of PvP too, in PvE, but it's just not the same gun. For a hard raid exclusive, you would expect something better, or something that, rewards you for doing this ultimate task. But then you have to think about all the people that were doing these glitches, that were pushing them off the map, still in checkpoints, not legitimately getting this weapon. And that's an issue that I wanted to address. All these people complaining about the Vex Mythic Class is overpowered, there's too many people that have it. It's everyone's fault for not completing the raid legitly. This is the reason why guns like this do get nerfed, and then everyone blows up about it. You can't please everyone. You can't please the group that wants to glitch, and then you can't please the people that done it legitly and didn't deserve their Vex Mythic Class to get nerfed. So you're going to have two sides to every story, and what I think happened is just too many people were doing things that you shouldn't have done to deserve this gun, and the best thing to do was just nerf it, get it over with, and then everyone's freaking out because they nerfed it and made it pretty much a useless gun. But everyone brought that upon themselves by doing all these glitches and cheesing the bosses and all that stuff. It just adds up to the point where Bungie, said, hey, if everyone's going to abuse the system, this is what we're going to do. But they agreed to actually buff it for PvP and PvE. So what they intended for the Vex Mythic Class to be was a very strong PvE gun, which I completely understand with. But when they dropped it 34% in PvP, that was a little bit too much. I could have understood if it was a maximum of 15%. Honestly, that's a fair amount, because if you think about it, it would be slightly stronger than the Suros and, the Grim Citizen and all those other weapons, but it would still have its advantages of, doing the hard mode and completing it and getting this weapon. So that's what I think about the Vex Mythic Last and why they chose to nerf it so much. Just, to put some insight on, hey, if you guys would have got this and done it legitly, maybe, it would have been a lot more rare, instead of every level 27 in the world having a Vex Mythic Last because they got an Atheon checkpoint, or got carried through it, or glitched them off the map. There's so many ways to do that. I feel like I've ranted about the Vex Mythic Class enough. I think I've got my point through, and hopefully when they do balance it back out, it'll be good again. So, on to the next topic. Where are we at? Atheon. Okay, the baby bumpers, they're going to be adding that along with adding 3 random people get teleported. I strongly agree with this, because everyone that's going into a raid should, have the feel for the whole raid, not just doing a set things. They should get teleported. I like the randomness. That's a really good thing. So is the baby bumpers, because no matter what anyone does, there is going to be a way to cheese a boss. People are going to figure these things out. But adding the baby bumpers to the area is a good thing. I'm glad that you can't cheese it. You should have to earn the kill the right way. I strongly agree with this part. And knocking the boss off a ledge, I mean, that's just, I've done it just to see, how easy it was. But I've actually completed the raid, on hard and normal, the legit way too. I have videos up for proof, and most of you have already probably seen them. So, I can do it the legit way. I just wanted to bring that, I just wanted to address that. We're not people that exploit the game. We might show you guys some exploits, but we actually do it the legit way first, and then further down the road we'll show you guys some other ways of doing it. But like I said, I could not agree any more with the baby bumpers. That's just awesome. But one way I think they could address the Templar, fixing from all the cheese modes and killing the Templar. One of my actual viewers left a comment down below and said maybe they should put a gigantic bubble around the platform with the Templar and you, well, your team, your raid team. If they put a bubble around the whole platform, and if you jumped outside that bubble, you would just automatically die. And basically, what this would be doing is turn it into an arena, and either you fight or die. I think that's an awesome solution to that. Hopefully, they take some, actually some, tips and some creative. Well, I can't speak, but take just information from all the fans that want to make this game as best as they possibly can. And I think that's pretty much everything that I had to address. I hope my opinion and all my things that I said about this will pretty much answer everything, all the questions everyone had. I couldn't agree any more with everything I said. If you want to see more videos like this, definitely leave a like on this video. That'll let me know that you enjoy this. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see more videos like this, you should definitely hit that subscribe button, because what that does gives you a notification every time I upload and you won't miss a video. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to comment, don't forget to like, share the video with your friends and see what they think, and leave your opinion down in the comments below too. I want to know what every single one of you guys has to say, as well as if you disagree with me, that's fine. If you agree with me, that's fine. So let me hear your opinion down below, and I hope you enjoyed today's video.